Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Airsoft for Beginners. This episode is going to be about different types of guns and what you should be looking for when starting Airsoft. If you missed the first episode about masks and face safety, click the annotation and go watch episode 1. Right, let's get on with it. When you're starting Airsoft, the best thing to do is just rent the gun at the site you're playing at first, because you don't know if you're going to enjoy it. It's not worth spending hundreds of pounds on a gun before you even know if you enjoy the sport or not. Just rent the gun there once or twice, a couple of weeks playing. If you enjoy it, then go and get a gun. But don't spend a lot on your first gun because it's not worth it. My first gun actually was a classic Army G36C. Cost me about £300. It lasted a long time, lasted about 2-3 years, but it was a lot of money for a gun that I just started off with. So best off just spending. You could get a good rifle now, a good M4 type plastic variant for £130, and they're brilliant now. They're not as expensive as they used to be, so just pick up one of them if you're going to pick one up. But I'm going to go through a couple of guns now, starting off with pistols and what types there are. So this is the gas blowback pistol, which means it takes gas in the bottom of the magazines, and you load in the BBs in the top there. There's BBs in there, and basically just fill it up with gas, which you could buy at your sites usually sell them, or there's a lot of websites that sell them. Into the top, fill it up, and then you're good to go. Slap it into the pistol. You cock it, and you're good to go. I'm not going to fire that, but every time you pull the trigger, the gas expelling the BB, blows it back, blows the next one, repeat, repeat, repeat. There are different types of pistol. They can get CO2 capsules that go in the magazines instead of filling them up with gas. They tend to be a lot more powerful than these. These will shoot at about 300 FPS on average. I know people have guns that shoot well over and well under, but this particular model, Tokimori, shoots about 300 FPS. But the CO2 capture ones, they tend to shoot a lot more. I'm talking about 400 FPS sometimes, depending on the type of gun. You can also get electric pistols. They are... I don't like them. Some people love them because they're silent and they don't blow back. But some people who snipe kind of like them because they're quiet and they do the job, but they take AA batteries and I don't like them. The other type is Springers, which is the cheapest, nastiest type you could get. You could pick them up for about £10, £5 from online shops. They're usually see-through plastic, hold about 10 BBs, and you've got to pull it every time you shoot it. They shoot, if you're lucky, at about 80 feet per second. Alright, when buying a pistol, there are different prices and types out there. If you're getting your first pistol, spend around about £90 to £110 for a decent one. It'll last you a while if you look after it and maintain it. I mean, I got 1911. I like 1911s because they fit better in my hands, but you get the Glocks and you get your Smith & Wesson fucking 6-shooters. But box standard gas blowback is your best bet. £100. Don't spend any more than that really, because especially on your first pistol, start spending more after that if you're going to get into the sport, but you don't need to spend too much. Magazines are actually the most expensive part on most guns, especially gas guns. A pistol magazine is going to probably cost you about £25 a pop, especially those type. For my 1911, they cost about £25 to £30 and they're quite hard to get hold of. Right, on to the next gun, type of gun. This is a machine pistol. This is a Mach 11. It's like a big pistol. Exactly the same kind of magazines, but just bigger. Hold a lot more BBs, hold a lot more gas, because obviously it shoots rapid fire, and so it will need a lot more gas. This one holds about 50 rounds. That's the action on this one. These will shoot quite hot actually sometimes, depending on your gas you're going to put in them. If you put green gas, red gas, propane. If you put propane in this, it's probably going to be shooting about 360. Maintenance gas, you're going to get about 320, 330. This one's actually quite broke at the moment, unfortunately, but it was an awesome gun. This one was about £180. Machine pistols tend to be quite expensive actually for what they are. which are bigger pistols. You could get you could easily spend £200-300 on some of the types of machine pistols, but again, that's the kind of gun you won't want to get until you've got yourself a rifle and a pistol. It's kind of like a luxury type of gun. Moving up from that is your rifles. You've got your electric rifles, which are the most common. AEGs they're called, which use LiPo batteries or nickel batteries. You don't want to be spending too much on that. You can get excellent guns, like I said before, for £130 now. They do the job. They will be shooting anywhere between 100 FPS and 400 FPS, depending on what spring you have inside. I won't go into too much details about springs and internals of the guns, because that would be for another video, but basically you'd be wanting an M90 or an M100 spring for the UK, which will shoot around 320 to 330. Moving up from AEGs, you could get gas guns, which is like my Scar. Again, you don't want this as a starter rifle because they are high maintenance guns and they only have low capacity magazines, which means they only hold 30 rounds. AEGs could hold anything from a low cap mag, which is 30 rounds, to a high cap mag, which is 400 plus rounds, and drum mags and all that kind of gear you can get for it, which holds 1,000 rounds. But that one costs, you know, £200, £200+, but you don't want that yet. Moving up from them, you can get sniper rifles, which are springers usually. Now the term springer, like I used before in pistols, is known as like a cheap springer, but most sniper rifles are springers anyway, which means they don't use electric, they don't use gas. Some do, but I'll get onto that in a minute. But basically it's, you manually pull the spring back yourself and that's loaded. But yeah, they're quite cheap actually. You might think sniper rifles are really expensive, but you can pick up something like this, which is a Well Warrior, with bipod and scope and everything ready to go, for about £160, £150. The problem with snipers is if you want an excellent sniper, which is going to shoot someone in the head from 150 feet plus, you're going to have to spend money on them, which means a tight bore barrel, which is the inner barrel. They're really expensive for sniper rifles. You're looking at £60+ for them. You're going to have to change the cylinders, all the bits and bobs inside, and it ends up, you probably spend, to get a brilliant sniper rifle, you're going to be ending up spending £400+, which I'm not ready to pay that for a sniper rifle at the moment, because I don't really like sniping that much. But if you want to be a dedicated sniper, buy a cheap sniper first, have a go on it, see if you like it, and then start upgrading or buy these more expensive sniper rifles. Again, like I said, you could get gas sniper rifles, which are very, very expensive rifles. You're looking at £400-500 for them. Therefore, people that's got money to burn. But I won't spend that money on a sniper rifle yet. Moving up from them, you could get support weapons like M60s, M249s, and things like that. Massive support weapons. They're going to cost you through the year for them as well. They cost about £300-400 for a decent one. I want one of them because they're brilliant for outdoors. You're not going to ever use them indoors for CQB because the majority of them are automatic fire only, ain't got single fire on it. So you won't be able to use them indoors. Outdoors they're brilliant. You can literally put a drum mag on with 2,000 rounds on and keep your finger down all day. But again, that's not a starter person's rifle support gun. It's not worth getting until a couple of years down the line, or a year at least. Or if you've got money to burn, you could buy it if you want. It's no skin off my nose. So to end with, as a beginner playing Airsoft, you don't want to buy a rifle straight away unless you're rich. Then you can buy whatever you want. But if you're beginning Airsoft and you think you might want to get an Airsoft, just rent the gun at the site first for a couple of times. See if you actually like the sport. If you like it, then start thinking about buying a gun. You could buy a gun, like I said before, for £130 rifle. You get the mag, you get a battery with it, and you probably get a wall charger, but buy a better wall charger, because the ones you get with the packages are a bit shit. But you could use it for now. Like I said, if you're a beginner, just use it. £130, and that's it. Then you can just go out and play. Get yourself a mask. You can wear a hoodie and jeans. You don't have to be tactically kitted out like some of the people you see with their tac vests, camo, helmets, all this stuff. If you want to play airsoft, you could just literally put on a hoodie, have your rifle, mask, and go and have some fun. It will end up costing you a lot of money if you want to get into this sport, especially if you like your rifles and your gear. You could go down the army surplus like I did. When I first started airsoft, I went down the army surplus and bought a pair of DPM trousers and a DPM top, and it cost me £5 for the trousers and top, and that was it. And then I was away. That's all you need. You don't need to spend too much money when starting off. So if you've got any questions about starting off with rifles, leave them in the comments below or give me a PM. I'll try and answer them as much as possible, but I do work a lot, so I don't expect me to answer it within 10 minutes. I will try to answer as many as possible, or other people will answer them for you. This is all my personal opinion. I know people got different opinions on stuff, but this is my personal opinion, so before you start slagging me off in the comments, just remember it's my opinion that you don't have to buy an expensive gun straight away. You could buy a £130 rifle, you could buy a £60 pistol and be absolutely happy for at least a year if you maintain it properly, look after them. So yeah, any questions, give me a bell. Subscribe if you ain't already subscribed, and episode 3 will be up soon. I'll probably, I don't know yet. Add some comments below if you think what kind of you want to see in episode 3. Anyway, signing off.
Surprise, motherfucker!